Now, on 4 News Now at 6, the manhunt for a killer in Utah. We have the latest on the search for the gunman who killed political activist Charlie Kirk. Plus, reaction from local college students who say his organization helped them find their voice.
I'm tracking thunderstorms making their way across the inland northwest. I'll show you where they're headed in your First Alert forecast.
And your furry friends will soon have a new place to play in downtown Spokane. We'll show you where the city is considering building a new dog park. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
A manhunt is underway for the gunman who killed popular conservative activist Charlie Kirk at an event at Utah Valley University. Both local and federal investigators say they are confident they will track down the shooter. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. Investigators today releasing this photo of a person they're calling a person of interest. While the investigation continues, people across the country are gathering to honor Kirk, including here in the inland northwest. Here's a live look at McEwen Park in Coeur d'Alene now, where a vigil will be held in about an hour from now.
And we have team coverage tonight. We begin with ABC's Jacqueline Lee with the latest on the hunt for the killer.
New developments in the manhunt for the person suspected of gunning down 31-year-old Charlie Kirk. The FBI releasing these photos, asking for the public's help in identifying the person of interest. The FBI analyzing a bolt-action rifle. Officials in Utah say they discovered in the woods, believed to be used in connection with the shooting. They're looking for any possible DNA or fingerprints. Multiple law enforcement sources telling ABC News it was wrapped in a towel, with a spent cartridge still chambered and 3 unspent containing what law enforcement officials describe as transgender and anti-fascist writings. Law enforcement has not explained what that means or whether those markings were meant to misdirect investigators. Authorities combing through video from the scene, including this one, which appears to show a person on the roof, according to sources familiar with the ongoing investigation.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
Kirk was shot and killed during an event at Utah Valley University Wednesday.
I was 15 feet away, and it was really hard to witness. As the guy said, shooting or shooters or something like that, you just hear the gunshot and I'm sorry.
Kirk founded the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA, a memorial growing outside their Phoenix headquarters. There was controversy over many of his viewpoints and comments, including about the LGBTQ+ community, single women, and Jewish people. President Trump today saying he will be awarding Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on.
A source confirming to ABC News that Vice President J.D. Vance will be meeting with Kirk's family here in Utah before taking his casket on board Air Force Two back home to Phoenix. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Orem, Utah.
All right, we go now to our Mary Sheridan, who is live at McEwen Park, where people are starting to gather for a vigil honoring Kirk that begins at 7 o'clock. Mary.
Right, Derek, there still is about 1 more hour until this candlelight vigil will happen here in McEwen Park. Vigils like these have been happening all over the country, where people are coming out to pay their respects to political activist Charlie Kirk, who was very popular among conservative youths in our country. I did speak with one man out here for tonight's candlelight vigil. He did mention that this act of violence hit him harder than he expected. He's hoping that tonight might be one small step into the healing process. Take a listen.
It might give people a chance to, from all walks of life, come together, no matter what, and understand that there is nothing that we could not, even if we disagree, talk through and work through and come together out the other side better.
And the organizer has shared that tonight's vigil will include a prayer. They're encouraging community members to come out with electronic candles once the sun sets here in McEwen Park. Another important thing to emphasize is tonight's event is intended to be peaceful and respectful, emphasizing on the Facebook post that everyone is welcome to come out to pay their respects to the political activist Charlie Kirk. Reporting live in Coeur d'Alene, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Mary. And Charlie Kirk was also the co-founder of Turning Point USA. It is a political advocacy organization for students with chapters at universities across the country, including Gonzaga, Whitworth, and Washington State.
The first first year that I was at Whitworth. Basically, everything positive that has happened to me at Whitworth is because of Turning Point.
We'll hear more from the president of the Whitworth chapter on their reaction to this tragedy tonight at 6:30.
Now, Kirk's murder is raising concerns about the rise in political violence across the U.S.
Our nation is broken.
Then candidate Donald Trump was shot at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania last year. Months later, there was a second attempt on Trump's life, this time at his golf course in Florida. This past June, a Minnesota state representative and her husband were shot and killed in their home. And in April, police say a man tried to kill the governor of Pennsylvania by setting his home on fire. One historian compares today's political division to the 1960s.
We saw the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963, Malcolm X in 1964, and Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy in 1968. It shook this country to its very foundations. And it was a time of great change and upheaval. Eventually, we came out of it. But I think we saw then that political violence was not the answer to our problems.
To help keep Congress safe, more funding has been allocated to boost security.
And this is still a developing story as the manhunt continues tonight. Be sure to download the 4 News Now app and turn on push notifications to get the latest on this case sent straight to your phone. And there are thunderstorms rolling across our region tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it's to the east of us. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker now.
Yes, it has been a busy afternoon around the St. Mary's area, through the I-90 corridor to the Montana border. And there are more thunderstorms on the way. Zooming in right now, we see a little bit of thunderstorm activity well to the east of the Moscow area, Moscow and Pullman over the mountains. As we head into western Montana, more thunderstorm activity, but it is wrapping around in this general direction. We'll zoom out of here a little bit and you can see that there are some showers and thunderstorms upstream, and they are headed in a direction. Watch this forecast radar circulating around where they're really going to impact areas south of I-90. This is 9 o'clock this evening with a chance of thunderstorms from Lewiston up through the Moscow or through the Kellogg area. By 1 a.m. we start to see things taper off a little bit, maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm through tomorrow morning, and then we are clearing out and seeing some sunshine in your forecast for Friday. 57 degrees tomorrow morning, heading to a high of 82. 76 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast. Kirsten.
We'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. Well, have you been wondering how Spokane's cost of living compares to other cities across the country? ABC created a new tool, breaking it all down for us. The Price Tracker Dashboard looks at the cost of things like groceries, gas, and housing in the 100 largest metro areas, including Spokane. So, for example, the median home price in Spokane and Spokane Valley is $426,000. That's about 16% higher than the national average for a single-family home. You can find a link to check out the Price Tracker on our website, KXLY.com. And we'll have a lot more for you coming up on that price tracker tonight at 6:30. Again, you can look at it right now on our website.
Well, a new dog park is coming to Riverfront Park. The plans were just approved this afternoon. The city says it wants to build new amenities near new housing developments in the area. The park is on West Broadway Avenue near the Spokane Arena. The Spokane Falls Tower is also being built right next to the dog park site. Derek Strom joins us live where this dog park will be built. Derek?
Derek, the Parks Department says cleaning up this site is needed, and it's looking forward to what this park will be for pets and people. And people I talk with like the idea of putting a dog park here, and the Parks Department says thousands of people walk through this section of Riverfront Park every month.
Absolutely. I think it's a great idea.
Spokane Parks and Recreation will build what it calls a pocket park on the north side of Riverfront Park. The dog park doesn't have a name yet, but the department expects it'll be popular.
You wake up in the morning, you need to take your pup or your animal out to use the restroom and play around for a little bit, and then take them back up and go to work or go to school. It gives us that opportunity.
The Parks Department's director, Garrett Jones, says the plans already include a maintenance agreement for the park for the next 3 years. It could also be renewed for up to 24 years. Some of the existing infrastructure would be torn down, including the gazebo. Jones says they didn't have the resources to repair it.
Around the perimeter of this dog park is creating accessible pathways and seating areas that'll have great views of the falls. A lot of it, too, is around updated lighting, landscaping, and then gateway improvements.
Many of the people I spoke with support building the park and expect they'd bring their pets here. One woman I spoke with hopes the city will take pet safety into account and make sure there would be fences to keep pets from the steep bank leading down to the river.
We push for everyone to have their own space, and animals can't talk for themselves. They need their own space. They need a place to run their energy out and, outside, along with everybody else.
Done in the design phase, so there's no timeline for when construction will begin here. And the Stone Group is the company funding this project. They say it'll be privately funded, and this is separate from the Paw Park project the Spokane Humane Society is working on near the Spokane Pavilion. Live in Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
And Chris and I were talking about this in the last hour, but a lot of people love to get out. It's pretty great weather. We're still like fall temperatures.
Yeah.
It's when the dogs love to be out there.
And if you're going to have more people living downtown, I guess it makes sense for them to take their four-legged friends.
That's right. Well, coming up, still ahead here on 4 News Now, a live look at the tribute of light in New York City in remembrance of the September 11th attacks.
Coming up, we'll show you how people in the Inland Northwest are honoring those who lost their lives more than 20 years ago.
Marabou Point Park is about to get a whole lot bigger. I'll show you how the city of Spokane Valley plans to add around 100 acres to this park.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out. King of the Cage, live Thursday, September 25th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Global Credit Union serves the men and women of our armed forces stationed around the world. We're proud to honor our military members by wearing red on Friday.
RED stands for Remember Everyone Deployed, and 4 News Now and Global Credit Union are inviting you to wear red on Fridays too.
Show your support for the men and women of our armed forces.
Tell them and their families thank you for their service and for protecting our future. Stop by any Global branch and pick up a red pin.
And then remember to wear red every Friday from now until September 11th.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away. But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Custom is more than choosing from a few fabric options. With our custom upholstery, you get control over almost every detail, so you can design a piece that's perfect for you. From the style of the arms and legs to the cushion type and pillow shape. Perfect style, perfect comfort, created for you. The Custom Comfort Event. Get 30% off store-wide at the Tin Roof.
At Findlay Downtown Toyota, we know that every journey begins with trust. That's why every new vehicle sold comes with Toyota Care's complimentary roadside assistance. Because peace of mind should come standard. Visit Findlay Downtown Toyota today.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Well, Mirabeau Point Park in Spokane Valley will be getting significantly bigger.
Yeah, the city council approved a connection between the popular park and a 100-acre nature preserve right next door. Here's a look at where this is. It's between Mirabeau Park and Mansfield Avenue. Our Madeline Mullins shares how the connection of the two areas aims to reduce crime in the area.
If you step foot inside the Pinecroft Nature Preserve, there's no telling what you might find.
There's marmots, bunnies, all sorts of birds, hawks.
Along with the animals, you will see the unique plants and ecosystems they live in.
It's one of the few remaining examples of a ponderosa pine grassland ecosystem, so this used to be a lot more prominent within the Spokane Valley.
But in order to protect the preserve, all of this has been closed to the public. And just because the Pinecroft Natural Area Preserve is blocked off to the public, it doesn't mean that people haven't been coming through here. They've been trampling over important plants and ecosystems that DNR has been trying to protect, as well as leaving behind trash. DNR says in the past 3 years, more than 50,000 pounds of garbage has been cleaned up from this area.
What we've kind of found is that the more we close down an area sometimes, the more folks are likely to trespass and find their way into it.
In order to prevent any further damage to the ecosystem, DNR and the city of Spokane Valley are opening it up to the public.
I know the area, and just like with the Appleway Trail, when you get a lot of eyeballs on things and you can have some people patrolling it, some of the problems that are created by people hiding in the dark go away.
Starting from Mirabeau Point Park, several trails will wrap through the preserve. Along the way, visitors will get to stop and read educational signs.
And to just really understand the conservation goals that we're working towards.
DNR says once the city of Spokane Valley signs this agreement, work on this project can begin. In Spokane Valley, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
This evening in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, expect mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the 70s through 9 o'clock, and then we'll start to cool down and bring back the chance of showers overnight, mainly south of I-90. I'll be back with your forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Call Stop Bugging Me Pest Control and leave everything to us.
The 2025 Ford Bronco is everywhere, and for good reason. It's built for anything, loaded with capability, and will go anywhere you take it. Snow, mud, dirt, whatever the road throws at you. This goat gives you seven different terrain modes to handle it all. And the Bronco just won an award for Best in Class for initial quality. When buying your next SUV, think Wendell Ford. We would be honored to show you the new Bronco. Wendell Ford, drive for generations.
Kerner Furniture is blessed to have called the Inland Northwest home for the past 46 years.
We've also been blessed to help furnish your homes these past 4 decades.
And to celebrate our 46th year, we are having an anniversary sale.
Shop our selection of living room, dining room, and bedroom sets, all at lowered sale pricing.
And if you're looking for a lazy boy, then start here because we always guarantee the lowest prices in the area.
Celebrate 46 years of Kerner Furniture during our anniversary sale.
Going on now.
At Parker Toyota, Toyota trucks aren't just vehicles, they're a tradition built on performance, reliability, and unmatched durability. That legacy lives on in every new Tundra and Tacoma, powered by innovation, loaded with advanced technology, and ready for whatever the Northwest brings.
The same high standards that built these legendary trucks guide our customer service, because tradition isn't just preserved, it's lived.
Toyota trucks, built for generations at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
This winter, experience the ultimate rock Christmas tradition. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. Friday, November 21st, Spokane Arena. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at ticketswest.com. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
Tomorrow on GMA, the beauty and fury of Niagara Falls, and Michael takes you there. Plus, the all-new exclusive with the Buffalo Bills' Damar Hamlin. And hold on for the Bills Mafia. Tomorrow on Good Morning America.
All right, welcome back. We were just lamenting during the commercial break that sunset keeps getting earlier and earlier.
Yes.
I think I'm in denial.
Yeah, I know.
don't want it to happen.
Walk out the door after the newscast and that denial comes to an end. And there are other signs of the season in the 7-day forecast. I want to start off with the image that started the conversation, our view here from 500 West Boone Avenue, looking over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. 82 degrees, and our sunset is less than an hour away. It is at 7:10 tonight. 83 in Coeur d'Alene. We are looking over the Veterans Memorial Bridge, and you can see it's quite a bit cloudier as we look to the east, where we've had some shower and thunderstorm activity. 4 things to know about your forecast. We have some mountain storms for Friday, possible mainly over the central Panhandle Mountains. Mostly sunny and warm. Otherwise, some hazy sunshine Saturday, and then we have a chance of rain on Sunday. It's not a great chance, but there is a chance. Friday's forecast hour by hour. We're going to start the day off at 57 degrees at 7 a.m. with mostly sunny skies, 0% chance of precipitation throughout the day, and a little bit of a breeze out of the south-southwest between 5 and 10 miles per hour. 76 degrees by 1 o'clock. Kids are getting out of school, and it's already in the 80s. A beautiful afternoon. Still haze on the horizon, but air quality has been holding pretty firm in the moderate range, right around active fires. Obviously, that is a bigger concern, but we are going to see some sunshine to start your weekend. Around the Spokane area, 85 degrees in 9 Mile, 80 in Spirit Lake. We're in the 80s everywhere. 84 degrees in Meade and 81 in Spangle and Liberty Lake. Around the region, 78 in Pullman. No 90s on this map. 82 in Coeur d'Alene and 81 degrees tomorrow in Sandpoint. Tracking our weather pattern, we have a trough over the region right now that has not produced much precipitation in Spokane. We've kept the showers and thunderstorms going over the central Panhandle and the LC Valley, and we have a chance again for that late tonight. High pressure builds in briefly for Saturday, and then we have a cold front coming through Sunday. Here's Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with the chance of some showers. This is also going to cool things down, and it looks like it could be fairly dramatically for Monday. Make it a real taste of fall. The precipitation with that front, though, this may be on the high end. We are talking hundredths of an inch. Most likely just a sprinkle. But look at our temperature trend. We're going to be well above average the next couple of days, right about average Sunday with that chance of showers. And then that cool air behind the front filters in, and we have a pretty good dip before we're back up above average. And that high of 67 is just half the story. Look at these morning lows, 40s. Sunday into Monday, 46 degrees. Tuesday morning. Now that feels like fall, Derek.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Chris, thank you. Well, right now, people are gathering in McEwen Park in Coeur d'Alene to honor the late Charlie Kirk as investigators search for his killer.
Coming up, hear how Kirk inspired local college students to speak their minds and how they're coping with his death.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
With Dupixent, stay ahead of moderate to severe eczema with clearer skin and less itch. The #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists helps heal your skin from within. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Jersey casual dress code on Blue Fridays, hoarse voices on Monday mornings, and flying that 12 flag every day of the week. Whether you're a hardcore 12 or more of an everyday fan, you're part of a community that loves to show its pride. At BECU, we're proud to be a part of the Seahawks community too, and we like to show our pride at every purchase with the Seahawks Debit MasterCard, the official debit card of the Seattle Seahawks. BECU.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Tackle every job with power and precision this season with Pape Machinery Ag and Turf. For a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 84 months on a new John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor with 120R standard loader, all for just $249 per month. Shop online or head to your nearest Pape Machinery location to experience the unmatched customer service and support that keeps your operation running strong. But don't wait, this offer ends October 31st. Pape keeps you moving.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
Windshield trouble? Call All-Star Auto Glass. We come to you.
On your screen right now is video of people climbing up and down the stairs at Roos Field at Eastern Washington University, climbing a total of 110 floors to represent the number of floors first responders climbed in the Twin Towers 24 years ago today. Some local firefighters made the climb in their fire gear, with one of them telling us she's making the climb to honor those who showed up and risked their lives that day.
So that's the reason why I wanted to show up and show out, is because this is something that is just so small, but it's a way to remember the sacrifice that they made.
Now, for many, the images of the Twin Towers collapsing and the devastation at Ground Zero are impossible to forget. Those who were children in 2001 watching from their classrooms or living rooms are now adults explaining to their own kids how that day changed America forever.
Nearly 3,000 people were killed in the attacks, and more than 2 decades later, investigators are still working to identify every victim. CNN's Lee Waldman shows us how they're keeping a promise to never stop working until each person is identified.
The New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner has been testing remains and using familial DNA to identify the victims who were killed. We spoke to one man whose family has a new sense of closure 24 years after his mother's death.
My mom was just a super woman who certainly should not have been murdered in that way.
It took nearly 24 years, but Paul Keating and his siblings have a new sense of closure after their mother, Barbara Keating's remains were identified. Barbara was on one of the planes hijacked by terrorists on 9/11.
They asked us for the DNA when they thought that there was a chance they found hair in a hairbrush, and she was on the short list, obviously, from the plane.
Barbara's remains were identified along with 2 others last month, Ryan Fitzgerald and a woman whose family is choosing to withhold her name. It's a part of the ongoing efforts by the New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner.
This office made a very solemn promise to the families of the victims who were lost on September 11th, 2001, to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to identify their loved ones and return them to their families.
So far, the OCME has identified 1,653 remains from the September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center in 2001. These latest identifications came from outreach to families for DNA reference samples and analysis using the capabilities of the city's DNA lab. Keating says they're eternally grateful for the work done by the medical examiner's office to bring them closure.
It's amazing. And yes, they did it milligram by milligram. They're still at it.
Barbara and the other 2 victims who were identified are the latest of the World Trade Center victims to be identified since 2024. Right now, there are still nearly 1,100 victims still unidentified. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
And many first responders and volunteers who helped clean up Ground Zero are still being impacted by 9/11 health conditions from being exposed to hazardous materials, with the most common being cancer.
Over 50,000 cancers have been linked to exposures at Ground Zero, an increase of 143% over the past 5 years.
The World Trade Center Health Program provides free medical monitoring and treatment for conditions linked to 9/11 exposures. And in the wake of this tragedy, the New York community came together to rebuild.
It took crews 7 years to build Freedom Tower, standing tall where the Twin Towers once stood. And it's more than just a building. It's a symbol of America's resilience and a reminder that our spirit of freedom will never be broken. And to the world, it sends a message that terrorism will never defeat the American people. 4 News Now will be right back.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotels Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
AARP Spokane and BECU invite you to take steps towards a sharper mind and a stronger community. Join them for a free monthly Saturday morning walk series at Northtown Mall designed for older adults, where every step supports your health. Led by local AARP volunteers, the walks will be a fun and welcoming way to stay active, socially connected, and informed. Whether you're a casual stroller or a brisk walker, all activity levels are welcome and no one gets left behind. Find out how to participate at this website.
We owe everything to our troops, past and present, for their honor, courage, and dedication. As a token of our appreciation, 4 News Now and Global Credit Union encourage you once again to wear red on Fridays.
Join us in recognizing our troops and their families for allowing us the freedom we enjoy every day as Americans. Stop into any Global branch to pick up a red pin and show your support.
And then wear red every Friday from now until September 11.
Wear Red Fridays, brought to you by 4 News Now and Global Credit Union.
Winning a new GMC Canyon at Northern Quest is not without its drawbacks, like jealous neighbors, unsolicited questions about towing capacity, and sudden requests to help move a couch really quick. But something tells us you'll get over it. It's Northern Quest's $160,000 Grander Canyon giveaway. Play daily for your shot at a new GMC Canyon or $45,000 in cash. The Grander Canyon giveaway, only at Northern Quest.
I just turned 37 and I found a lump. By the time that I had it checked out and was able to get in and see a doctor and all that, I was at stage 3. Part of the reason I think that I didn't go get it checked out right away is that I was really scared. When I got the call, it was gone. It was such a huge relief. Even if you don't feel that it's in you, that you have a lump or you have a reason to get checked, you are a woman, get checked.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotels Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, on your screen right now is a picture we're planning to show you, and we may not be able to right now, but we will get to it. There is a picture of a person of interest in the murder of popular conservative activist Charlie Kirk, and a manhunt is underway tonight for that person. Investigators say they've recovered a rifle believed to be used in the attack.
According to ABC, the gun and the cartridges found with it will be analyzed at the FBI's most advanced forensic lab. Law enforcement says it was wrapped in a towel. The cartridges had wording that investigators describe as transgender and anti-fascist writings. Police also shared this video that appears to show a person on the roof.
The shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
ABC News reports Vice President J.D. Vance met with Kirk's family in Utah before his casket was placed in Air Force Two to be flown back to his home in Phoenix. Now, perhaps the demographic impacted the most by Charlie Kirk's work are students. Kirk was the co-founder of the conservative activist organization Turning Point USA, which has chapters at high schools and universities all across the nation.
And today, local Turning Point USA chapters are mourning his death. Alexandra Cohen-Yard spoke with some of the members locally and shares the impact they say Kirk had on their lives.
While many considered Kirk to be a divisive person, hundreds of thousands of students looked up to him as the founder of Turning Point USA. Kirk died at one of the organization's events. Heated debates were common at these gatherings, but they never escalated to this level of aggression, which supporters say made his death especially shocking. Turning Point events are known to be tense, but those who have attended them tell me that is kind of the point.
He would start off his conversations with, "If you disagree with me, please come forward."
Shay Thompson is the president of Gonzaga's Turning Point chapter. He met Kirk just weeks ago at an event in Florida. While he might not have known him personally, sometimes it felt like it.
It truly felt personal. It felt like Charlie Kirk stood for many things that many of us hold dear to our heart.
Kirk co-founded Turning Point USA 13 years ago. It has since exploded to become a large conservative youth activist movement that closely resonates with many right-leaning students.
It's an honor to be in a position to lead in that way and make sure that students feel that they can, practice their First Amendment right and not be afraid of what people will think of them or what people will say.
That is Bree Pollock, president of the Whitworth chapter. She tells me Kirk's death came as a shock that naturally made her feel worried.
Like, what does this mean for our chapter at Whitworth? What does this mean for Turning Point in general? And obviously for our country? And what is this going to look like in the next few weeks?
While terrifying to see someone she looks up to die in such a horrific way, she tells me Kirk passed away doing what he stood for.
Which was not be afraid to stand up for truth, no matter what life throws at you. And
Kirk was certainly a controversial and conservative leader, but Pollock and Thompson tell me Turning Point opened the door for them to have meaningful dialogue across party lines. In studio tonight, Alexandra Cohen-Yartz, 4 News Now.
Alexandra, thank you. And many people first learned that Charlie Kirk was shot because the video was shared all over social media. And now companies like TikTok say they will be removing videos that show a close-up view of the shooting. And they will also be removing search terms like raw video footage and actual incident footage that were popping up as suggested terms. Online gaming platform Roblox said it removed more than 100 experiences or user-generated games relating to the shooting as of this afternoon. And Meta is applying a warning label to video of the shooting. It's also blocking it from people under the age of 18 and removing content that glorifies, represents, or supports the shooting or the shooter. Let's switch gears now and talk more about the weather because we do have an active radar tonight.
Yeah, indeed. And a lot of that action is happening to the east of us here in Spokane. Let's get it back over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker.
Yes, and it has moved out of areas of the northern Palouse and is now primarily impacting parts of western Montana and down through the southern panhandle. However, these storms will continue to rotate around back into the Lewiston area. You may hear some rumbles of thunder around Moscow and Pullman later this evening. We're zoomed in here north of Orofino and Pierce, showing some of the thunderstorms happening right now are primarily over the higher terrain, really not impacting many cities. A little bit further to the north around Troy, Montana, we have a thunderstorm in progress with some positive strikes. Those are the more the strikes of greater concern. And this particular storm, slow moving, but may drift down into the Clark Fork area or Hope here in the next few hours. Our forecast radar shows how this precipitation is going to be sinking off to the south and west, just brushing by Coeur d'Alene, and looks like it may miss Spokane altogether, but tomorrow we'll all be back into the sunshine. 57 degrees to start the day, a high of 82. 76 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast, Eric.
Well, a Spokane man will spend the next 20 years in prison for running a major fentanyl operation out of his home. Federal prosecutors say 44-year-old Timothy Maddox bought this pill press from China and used it to turn fentanyl powder into millions of counterfeit pills. When agents searched his home, they seized enough fentanyl to make 2 million pills. The DEA says that amount could kill every person in Spokane County 4 times over. Officers also found large stashes of other drugs, including meth, heroin, and cocaine.
Well, we now know when you can start buying beer and wine inside of Martin Stadium.
According to Washington State University, sales will begin on the 20th for the Apple Cup, which is WSU's next home game. Now, fans in the university have been wanting to sell beer and wine at Cougs games for years, but even though they have the green light now, there are a few restrictions you need to know about. Beer and wine will only be sold in the stadium, but not in the student section. You can only buy 2 drinks per transaction, and they will be served in transparent cups. And perhaps most importantly, fans won't be allowed to re-enter the stadium if they leave.
Well, imagine buying your dream home only to realize you don't have reliable access to water. That's the reality for some people on 5 Mile Prairie. Bellevue Water District 3 is a small water district with 26 homes and water infrastructure concerns dating back more than 50 years. This has led to days-long outages, high water bills, and major frustration with no solution in sight.
So currently we are facing what is really a water infrastructure crisis.
To see what's being done to end their water crisis, head to KXLY.com.
All right, the Spokane Impact will play for the first time in front of a hometown crowd.
Yeah, they returned from a successful Colorado Springs trip and play at the Hub this weekend.
Project Inspire says they're thrilled to have this unique environment for the team. Watch after the break how this team and its founders feel ahead of those first games in Spokane. We'll have it next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Book your stay and play getaway today at Mistaqua.com.
The 2025 Ford Bronco is everywhere, and for good reason. It's built for anything, loaded with capability, and will go anywhere you take it. Snow, mud, dirt, whatever the road throws at you. This goat gives you seven different terrain modes to handle it all. And the Bronco just won an award for best in class for initial quality. When buying your next SUV, think Wendell Ford. We would be honored to show you the new Bronco. Wendell Ford, drive for generations.
Granite Concepts aren't just for making a statement. They're for when she makes the goal that wins the big game. Our countertops aren't just for seeing the luxury in our designs. They're for seeing when it's time for a much-needed break. Granite Concepts isn't just for being in love with your kitchen. It's for being with the ones that you love. Granite Concepts. Beauty set in stone.
Come stake your claim at the Kootenai Casino. Stay and play in September. Book one night and get a free night later, including 2 free breakfast vouchers. Feel the excitement of the gold rush, where you can hit the mother lode during our $100,000 end of summer spin. Join us in September and win all month long. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY for details or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
At Finley Downtown Toyota, our certified used vehicles go through a 160-point inspection, backed by a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Plus, every certified vehicle comes with roadside assistance, so you can drive with confidence.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Charlie Sheen's ex, Denise Richards. Did her estranged husband really give her a black eye? Exclusive. What he claims really happened. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
I'm Morgan. I have 3 kids, and I work with the LAPD. I have an IQ of 160. This is where he attacked her.
She was abducted. You knew that already, didn't you?
Yeah, but I thought it'd be nice to let you have this one.
Project Inspire Spokane Impact had a successful weekend in Colorado Springs a few weeks ago, but now they're coming home for the first time in its existence this weekend, welcoming their athletes to their home fans out in Liberty Lake. The Impact is a team made up of intellectually disabled athletes as young as 16 and as old as 41, all coming together to enjoy and embrace soccer across the country. The team beat United Genuine FC and the Colorado Switchbacks in Colorado Springs, you see here, with a combined 23 goals, the most of any of the 4 existing teams, and they come away at the top of the league, just like the Spokane Velocity. And one of those Velocity players, Noah Venuels, helped found Project Inspire, and he and some of the Impact athletes spoke to us today about how cool it's going to be to play in front of that home crowd in just a few days.
Everyone says the word community all the time, but truly doing something about it is the difference between many clubs. And I think right away they jumped in, they saw the vision, and they provide the resources, the time and the effort and the commitment to make sure that the athletes have the best experience.
I'm actually super excited to have people from Spokane actually come and support us. We're very new of the team and stuff, and I'm super excited.
You can purchase tickets to the upcoming second fixture at the Hub Sports Center in Liberty Lake, plus have a link to their live stream. That's all through our website, KXLY.com. Washington State football featured an abysmal running game week 1 against Idaho, just 3 net yards, but improved that dramatically to 139 in week 2's win over San Diego State. WSU's running back coach Donnell Kirkwood Jr. helped lead that charge to great improvement, and he spoke to the media this week on how that went, especially with over 35 rushing attempts and several 20-plus yard bursts.
Love their versatility. Love the versatility we have in the backfield. You got a little bit of everything. You got power, you got speed, you got agility, you got elusiveness. Something that I want to see us continue to do is be decisive, be physical inside our runs. Inside run game needs to be better.
Washington State kicks off the North Texas Mean Green this Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Spokane Indians announced 6 of their alums will play in the Arizona Fall League. Charlie Condon, Cade Ditton, Wellington Herrera, Jack Mahoney, Jared Thomas, and Braylon Wimmer, a lot of those guys you saw this year, all are going to play for the Salt River Rafters with prospects from the Angels, D-backs, Pirates, and Red Sox. The 2025 season doesn't last too long. It's between these 6 teams beginning Monday, October 6th, ending Saturday, November 15th. So pretty cool to see these former Indians compete. You can actually watch the league. They have a home run derby and a Fall Stars game, which is very cute. That's all on the MLB Network. Plus the championship game is there too. So we love a little extra baseball once we get into playoffs next month.
There you go. All right, Jack, thank you.
I'm going to tell my son about the Fall Stars. His favorite thing right now is, as he says, baseball.
Nice.
It's not 2 yet. So it's his favorite sport, Chris.
Mine too, for that matter. 4 things to know about your weather. Mountain storms on Friday, mostly sunny and warm. Otherwise, pretty nice start to the weekend. Still that haze on the horizon. That's going to continue for Saturday with a chance of rain on Sunday.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
When this happened to me, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
Coeur d'Alene Honda has been here since 1968, owned and operated by the same family for over 57 years.
A lot's changed in 57 years. The way we treat our customers hasn't.
Check out our reviews. With a 4.7 rating, it shows we really care.
Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, all of our new and select pre-owned Hondas come with our free nationwide lifetime warranty.
If you're looking for that perfect vehicle, we've got you covered.
We work with local credit unions and lenders to get you the best rate possible.
I just got approved with no money down.
Don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Valley Fest is back. Spokane Valley's premier community event. Bring the family for a weekend packed full of fun. September 19th through the 21st. Don't miss the parade and bed races Friday night. River Run on Saturday. And car show and Tot Fest on Sunday. Plus Culture Fest. A petting zoo. 200 vendor booths. Live entertainment on 3 stages. And mouth-watering food all weekend long. Valley Fest. Your family's ultimate end of the summer bash. September 19th through the 21st in the Spokane Valley. Check out the full calendar of events at valleyfest.org.
It's all about the person that's leaving this world, but it's equally about the family. We don't know how to handle certain situations, and hospice can come in and train us.
Takes a special person.
Yeah, I said, you are amazing at what you do. And she said, this is a calling, and I love what I do.
How do you keep performing at a high level when you're a man over 40? By taking Manpower. Manpower helps your body produce and conserve your own natural testosterone for a healthy sex life and positive mental attitude. Experience a vibrant, active life again with the energy and drive of a younger you. Manpower is available at any Mother's Cupboard location, Lincoln Heights, North Point Plaza, or University Road in the Valley.
Mother's Cupboard, things that make
When this happened to me, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. Safelite sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Convention and Visitors Bureau.
All right, welcome back, and another day of above average temperatures.
Yeah, it did feel a little bit muggy to me, but maybe not to everybody.
You lived in Florida.
The Florida girl is saying muggy. I think it's just seeing a little haze out there makes me feel
pretty warm this afternoon, for sure.
That wildfire smoke looks very similar to what you would see on the horizon in a more humid locale. But I'm going to have to double check the dew points there, Kirsten, because you may be on to something. 83 was our high temperature today, our average high, 76. Another day of above average temperatures. In fact, every day this month so far has been above average. That's going to change for at least one day in the 7-day forecast. Sunset tonight is coming up at 7:10. I'll show you that one day. It is Monday. Our temperature trend here, above average temperatures Friday, Saturday, right about average Sunday, and then we dip below briefly behind a cold front before we warm back up above average. This white line right here is our average high. Temperatures around the region are going to be, you know, I'm going to have you guys go ahead and I'm feeling dizzy. I'm going to have you go ahead and just go to the 7-day forecast there. Almost.
Why don't we look at this together, Derek? So it looks like it's going to be in the 80s, and then we will dip down. Overnight temperatures look nice and cool.
Cooling considerably, yeah, as we get ready to head into next week. All right, we'll check on Chris here in just a second.
I just got dizzy. Sorry.
Right. We'll be right back.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.